Who needs a car to go on a date when you have your running soulmate?
One of them is really fast, one of them is really slow.
It's the Running Podcast Show.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Season 1, Episode 4 of the SoleMates Run Pod.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Rihanna said, "Where have you been?"
Did you have that one
I've
up
been
your
waiting
sleeve all
in this
morning?
for fucking 3 weeks.
That was good.
What's happening? It's been weeks.
I know, I feel like we've been getting a bit of hate for this.
Oh, I've been getting messages.
Why?
We definitely have. It started off in the Soulmates page, and now it's migrated into, I think, our personal inboxes.
Yeah.
People saying, "I'm on the long run. Where's the next episode?"
Yeah. It's been bad form from us, to be fair.
But not completely just sitting on our hands. It's been a busy bit.
Yeah, I finished my second year of uni,
Yes.
so I was on
Student.
many weeks of placement, and I think it's just been tough to even see each other, let alone...
Yeah, I mean, let's not assume everybody's heard the first 3 episodes. When you're on placement, it's in Carlisle.
Yeah.
So it's Monday to Friday in Carlisle and then back here for a weekend. Then you're squeezing in the running, bit of real life.
And the running comes first, people.
No, it doesn't, not anymore for me, but it
We'll
used
get on to that.
It used to. But yeah, it's just been really difficult to find the time between trying to actually train and getting this done. So hopefully now we can have a wee bit more regularity, finish out a first season of this on some kind of schedule, because you know I got OCD about putting things out every 2 weeks usually.
It does, yeah.
But I was getting to that point where I was saying, are we even going to do another one? But yeah, it's the last time we left you off was
I was going to do my half marathon.
you were going into the up and running half marathon. I was pacing Alan at the 10k. That was at the
Which I don't think you on the episode actually spoke about, did you? I don't think it was quite last minute
Yeah,
that
because
it was organised.
I think Alison was going to
Yes.
pace him, and then she ended up not running, and so I picked up the mantle, which suited me because I wasn't ever going to be thrashing myself around there.
That is shade, Alan. He is throwing shade.
And I wasted Alan's day.
You did. We'll get on to that though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
coming up.
So, well, let's pick up there, because I know it was a while ago now, that Glasgow Running Festival, but that was a momentous moment for you. That was the race you had waited on.
A long time coming, that
Tell us
was.
about it.
Well, big PB. Big PB,
Do you remember the
actually.
time?
Yes, of course. 1 hour, 45:23, which is a big PB for me. I
Yeah.
think my PB was just under 1:48, so...
Yep, and you were running up the finish line,
I was
pumping your
getting it,
fist.
a big fist pumps like...
Gave it a slow-mo, and everything for your
It was,
reel.
honestly, I know it was in Glasgow Green, but I felt like I was in the Olympics.
And she was shouting and asking me to play Chariots of Fire and
Honestly, it was... I've waited a long time for that, and I think I run great around that park, and
you
I
just
hate
love
it.
circles in Glasgow Green.
I love laps. Laps helps me mentally. If you ever get a chance to do a half marathon where it's loops, go for it. I just love it. I think it's easy to break
I don't
down.
mind it as well. I remember it from the blast.
Mentally,
as well.
it's great. Just one lap, done. Forget about it.
Yeah.
You've already done it.
People will tell you, like, break down a race into chunks and things. The easiest way to chunk it is actually to have loops, and each one of them is just its own
Yeah.
little chunk.
I just loved it, and I think I said to you, and you were like, "Whoa, that's quite a lot." I said to you, I knew I was gonna get that result 5k in, and I've never had that before because I've just never, and I don't know really why. I just felt great. The first 5k, I felt very strong. I felt in a very good mental mindset, and I thought, I'm gonna do this today.
Yeah.
And I just felt good. I felt good, and it didn't get super hard. And then you kind of do the thing where you're like, I've had races much harder than that. Could I have pushed a little bit? But I think because if you've done a lot of half marathons or whatever distance you kind of do more often, you know, at 14k, 15k, 16k, you're waiting for it to get really hard. It's like the marathon.
Waiting to blow up.
Yeah, and I was like looking back now, if I knew, I thought, oh, maybe I could have pushed a little bit more from further back,
Yeah.
but you don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
So I played it safe.
That's the game,
yeah.
isn't it? It's like, but how many times have you gone just that touch early and then you're disappointed because you do hit that wall and you lose a minute on 1K at the end, and you're just...
I think a lot of the time when I'm running on my limit at 5K, I'm thinking, oh, this is already tough by 5, but it wasn't on that particular day, and I just know, and it's everything has to click into place. You need to do the training for a start, but then as a woman you need to be, for me, a good time on my cycle. The weather needs to be good, it needs to be a good route, it can't be overcrowded, it needs to be a good race. And I have to say, the setup they do, it's just their events are so good.
That's all the same conditions that you need actually to have a good day anywhere. Don't be overcrowded, right time in your cycle.
It's true. It's true.
Otherwise you're just raging.
Yeah, I just want to emphasise how good these events are, because even down to the thing, not even a small thing, but the toilets. They had an attendant outside the toilet who was cleaning, helping with rubbish, making sure there was toilet paper in the toilets. The queue was short. Like, it was just really, really
the people
good.
in the stalls were so friendly.
Everyone was friendly. The organisers were out meeting you before the race. It was quite a dire day, actually. The weather wasn't nice, but it was such a good environment, even for spectators, and coffee vans and multiple stalls.
We saw Big Alan giving out the medals.
Yeah,
and
do you know what?
Eve
It's
as
just
well
a
was giving them
lovely,
out,
a lovely, lovely vibe. And I think that matters too, because you go into it going, I've just managed to get the bathroom, I've not felt stressed, you know where you're to go, there's music playing, there's a DJ shouting, like giving you motivation kind of on the lead up to it, and it's just great.
And great medals.
An unreal medal,
And there was a dog race on that day, and what about the dog medal? We're doing it next time.
Okay.
We're taking the dog. I want that dog medal.
I think that was the next day, wasn't it?
I'm not sure which day.
It was a weekend full of racing, wasn't it?
No, I think it was. I think it was later the first day.
It was just great, and I think that has a lot to say for the kind of experience I had overall, and a lot of PBs coming out of that day. Just a lot of nice people on the course as well. Another reason I love loops. And on the third loop of 5K, or however long it was, coming to the end of the third loop and into the last loop, I was actually pulling along someone doing their first 10K. I don't think I've ever told you this, actually. 2 girls doing their first 10K, and she was struggling towards the end, and I was on the third lap.
So going she was 5 in and you're...
No, she was like 9 a bit in.
Oh, so
she was just
finished.
finishing.
Okay.
And I'm like, come on, you can do it, because she was really slowing down. I was like, you're only like 300 metres to the end. And again, for me to think, it then helped me a bit, because I was like, oh, you're in a good place here. You've got 5K to go. You should be...
and I'm helping somebody.
You should not be helping anyone. I just felt good. And then I think Ryan and I had an unwritten kind of agreement that, because he'd done the 10K, if he saw me on the last lap and I needed to push along, you were going to join in, weren't you? But you have this thing where you never know if I'm actually struggling.
No, I know,
not.
because you've got that resting Alex face the whole time. And I'm like, she's either hating it, loving it, I just don't know. And at that point, I had a wee bit of nerves because we set off at different times. So you knew what you were at. And I didn't shout, what's your time? Because I wasn't...
What's your time?
If it's close, you don't want to be in somebody's head saying, oh... So I just made the call to leave you be. You looked happy enough, relatively. And I knew coming down the home straight was the first time I really knew you were on. When I did see you sort of celebrating, I'm like, oh, you must be there.
Yeah, and quite a chunk too. I think we'd done the math. It was almost 3 minutes, was it?
But it was so hard to keep track because I was running the 10 with Alan as well. And I was so fixated on his time.
And and I got to see you a couple of times as well, didn't we? So that was good.
I had an absolute jolly. I loved my day.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan definitely didn't. He loved the end when he got the win, because I think he was in a similar boat and knocked a chunk off his PB. He was, I can't remember his time now. He asked for, I think he wanted to go sub 45 and he ended up with a low 44 something. And he really worked. He really worked. I mean, I wouldn't even let him...
He looked strong though, but he looked like he was on his limit.
I wouldn't even let him stop for water or
I know.
anything.
The first thing Alan said to me when I seen him after the race, after I was done, he said, Ryan's a dick, isn't he?
Which we knew before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a great day, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but I thought on the watch it was really close to the time he was asking for. And then on just the GPS in there, it measured
yeah.
slightly short, so he was well under. So he could have had a wee swig of water, but I was just shouting him because it was less than a K to go. So just go. It's like you can die at the end and get water or whatever. So no, it was good. Lots of PBs on the day, as you said.
Yeah.
Loved the event, and more of that to come because I'm going to be doing my second one soon. We'll have
Yeah,
a wee
absolutely.
chat about that. It should be a really fun one coming up next week. Off the back of that, you were buzzing, quite rightly. You had that buzz for running. That's what it does. I think when you've put in, you didn't just put in a good block, you'd put in 2 good blocks before that, got your reward, and then that was it. Running. We went into YouTube running. You fell down an absolute rabbit hole of ultra running,
Yeah.
and you were already on it, watching. I don't know why Alex has gone from running loops in Glasgow Green to watching people running 100 milers and 200 milers and
Yeah.
like those epic big races, the UTMBs and we watched Cocodona. We were actually
Yes.
on the live stream of Cocodona.
For days.
I wouldn't want it
Yeah.
to an embarrassing amount. It was on in the background when we were working away, and I think we were watching about 12 hours a day of that, and Rachel Entrican smashing her own
Smashing the men.
smashing the men and smashing our own course record and our own PBs. It's just incredible watching the people at the front end of that on the live stream, and you were bitten by what if.
Yeah, I don't really know why and how I started watching those vlogs on YouTube. I do love YouTube and watching vlogs in general, and I do love running. And these ones are more like a really long story of, because these events happen over like multiple days and things. I really have taken to Sally McRae, who is an amazing ultra runner, and her channel. And I just kept watching her to start, and then it kind of expanded onto other creators and athletes. But I don't particularly know if me signing up for an ultra, which I have, came from that, or if it
Spoiler.
came from probably a bit of that, and just I like a goal that I don't know if I can do yet. And I think the half marathon thing, I wanted a PB. I hadn't PB'd it in like a year or two, so I didn't know if I could do that, and I was chasing that, and then I did that. So I wanted to do something completely different, and I think that kind of.
But
came
we also
hand in
went to
hand.
spectate our friend
Yes,
Charlotte
that was a
running
big part
Devil of
too.
the Highlands, and some people from our club, and we had
Yeah.
a great day out of that. I mean,
Yeah.
we got so lucky with the day. It was a brilliant day for a spectator.
Yeah,
It was,
not so much for a runner, I don't think.
no,
But
sun was in the sky, warmer than predicted, and we managed to get to a couple of different checkpoints.
Yeah.
And we spent the day with some of our pals spectating as well. We had an
Picnic.
absolute great day, and I think that might have cemented whatever was in your head.
yeah, I think so.
Because I know you're saying you wanted the challenge of something you might not be able to do, but most people there take that gateway drug into like a 50k, like the one at the wind farm,
Yeah.
Run the Blades, something like that. But no, you decided 2 feet
Yeah.
straight in, signed up for the Fling.
Yes.
So tell people, because it'll be a lot of road people here. We don't have that many weirdos that watch this. So tell the normal people what the Fling is.
Okay, so the ultra I've signed up for is called the Highland Fling, and it is the first half of the West Highland Way race, which is like 100 miles. So the race that I'll be doing is 85 kilometres. You know what that is in miles? 50?
Nobody cares.
54?
Do the maths yourself if you're that weird.
Yeah. So 85 kilometres, it's the first half of the race. Yeah, why I done it? I got inspired, I guess, as cheesy as it sounds, by watching my friend Charlotte. And I was just thinking while you were talking there, I wanted to say something, but I don't want it to come out wrong. But when I went to this event, I never thought that I would ever be able to run an ultra. But then when I was watching everyone, I was thinking, like, that's amazing. And I was thinking, I could do that.
That doesn't come out wrong.
Yeah.
I know why you're trying to.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to sound disrespectful.
Yeah.
Well,
If they can do it, I can do
But
it.
do you know
It
what?
wasn't
See, when you
that,
see
but
it, that demystifies it to say this is normal people like me that have trained their butt off and
yeah,
they're getting out there and doing the
yeah.
thing.
And I want to. I've really, and we'll get onto that. But I know I'm only a month in or so, but I really have got the bit between my teeth. It's really motivated me, and I think this is how I work best. It's that scary goal that I
Yeah.
really don't know if it is achievable, and I need to work if I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm happiest. I like sitting in that unsure
Yep.
place.
And you're not half-arsing it either. And I think that needs to be said, because chasing a scary goal is a great thing, but giving it the respect it needs
Yeah.
is just as important, because that's not for... That's too big a distance to piss about. It's too
Yeah.
hard an event
No.
to just sort of half... You can do a half marathon, you can do a mediocre half marathon untrained.
Yes.
You're not going to go and just muddle your way through that distance, but you've been gymming.
Yeah.
You've got new trail shoes. You've been at Châtellerault several times.
Yeah.
You've even changed approach where you've been using Cooper for quite a while. You've made a bit of a tilt here. Do you want to talk about that briefly?
Yeah, so I got a coach for my first ultra, which I think is important. Cooper doesn't do the ultra distance anyway, so I'm sure I'll use that again in the future. But I actually, well, this was actually through you, wasn't it? Because my coach, he's called Mark, and he was originally your coach when you done a triathlon back
Yep.
in the day.
Yep, I did my first half Ironman. I used to do triathlon before I was running, pre-COVID, and Mark trained me or coached me, was part of the club too, and coached me just out the sort of goodness of his own heart. I had no clue what I was doing, how to get a training split for a half Ironman distance, and he was great with me. And he gave me the Rolls Royce he gave me the Rolls Royce service of not just drawing me up a plan, but being invested in my training, helping me to pull back when I had to, actually forcing me to lean more into some of the things that I maybe perhaps didn't want to do, because at that point I was just wanting to run and bike and not swim quite so much. And he's been, obviously I knew he would be, he's been the same with you. He's invested in your journey. So yeah, Mark Kay, he's coaching you. I'm glad he is, because I think having guidance when you're going into something as big and scary as that
And you,
is,
because there's a
is
lot
major.
to learn.
It's, yeah, all that whole world of nutrition's different, and gear that you need to take with you, and yeah, checkpoints, and managing, even managing the psychology of it. I'm sure near the time.
Yeah, I
that'll
think
become
just
a
now
thing.
it's like, it's just about the build, but he does pull me back from doing, I think when you're training for something as scary as this, for example, I mean, a couple of things have already went wrong, but I wasn't very well. And then a couple of my ultra running friends were going to the West Highland Way to recce a bit of the route, and it was going to be like 4 or 5 hours on feet, and I thought, I've been off for a week, so by the end of next week I can maybe do that. And he said, my advice would be no. And then it's just kind of, because you are scared that you've missed a week and you've never done that part of the route before, the panic sets in. You go, oh, I'll just go and I'll go and try that bit. But he said, listen, don't stress about that bit. You need to recover. It's not sensible. Stick to the plan we're on just now. Do an hour and a half. Ease yourself back in. And without him, I would have went.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have helped me at all. But that's the kind of difference that you do get when your coach is a person.
Person that's walk to walk to, and
Yeah.
and I don't want to belabor that. We've spoken about the apps
Yes,
versus coach thing,
absolutely.
but that's what I've always said. The app is never the demon that some people paint it to be, and the coach is never the holy grail that some
No,
people would
absolutely
pretend
not.
either. But there's a time and a place for both. And with the app or a generic plan there, you're out. You're
Yeah.
going to go and do that.
I was going to do it.
Yeah, of course you would, and I've fallen foul of that too. But I've got enough experience now to know when to say I'm not doing my app run. But that's because I'm confident doing the training I'm doing. If I was going into your world there, I would need somebody to say it's time to step on it. It's time to
Yeah.
because you just don't know. But I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
You've even dragged me onto the trails a couple of times, and I've
Yes.
taken some abuse on Instagram because of it.
Yeah, you have. Ryan woke
Jace-
up one day and
Jason Wood said, you're going to become one of the, and he called me a bad word. He said they can see it coming.
Ryan woke up one day and just took an inkling and bought a pair of trail shoes, which was
I did it at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Remember, I couldn't sleep one night. It was actually my goat. It was Mikey's fault. He had an absolute cracker of a sale on and got a pair of Hoka speed goats for less than 70 quid. You're not arguing with that. And I've joined you for a couple of runs. It's been enjoyable, actually. It's nice. A whole change of pace, isn't it? In terms
All right.
of... Aye, all right. A whole change of pace in terms of like walking hills, and that's what I mean. Like a whole different mindset of not just trying to get to the end of a run as quick as you can all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've promised you can have one run a week. Pick it carefully, and I'll come with you.
You've never said that to me. So
I did.
one
I said
one
that
run
to
a
you
week,
last week.
absolutely perfect. We're doing 2 hours on the West Highland Way on Saturday.
Well, maybe not long run day. Can't do it Saturday. I'll come back to that again.
Can I just add though, it doesn't go without saying how in your head you can get with something like this. I think Mark is great for bringing me back down to earth, but I've already done that thing where I'm looking at other people who are doing the same race as me and I feel like a complete underdog in it, but I like that. I really do like being in that place. But just looking at people already who are covering the marathon distance, I've not done that in a long time. I'm not capable of that yet. And you get in your head going, oh, so-and-so's done this, so-and-so's done that. I've only ran for an hour and a half, 2 hours top. So it has been difficult. And I've also signed up for a 50k ultra, which is next month. It's literally like in 6 weeks' time, and that's just kind of to train for the big event in August. So I'm looking to that and I'm going, 50k run the blades I'm doing, thinking, oh my God, I can't imagine doing that. That's more than a marathon next month that I'm doing. If I was a month out from a marathon just now, I'd be thinking I should be doing 30k's and 32k's, and which I haven't done. So it's a scary place to sit in.
And when I said you can have one run a week, it won't be that one. I can just tell you. 50k run the blades. I'll be the hand clapper there.
I actually don't know if I know anyone. Is Jack doing Run the Blades again? He won it
probably
last
will win
year.
it. Yeah.
Did he
I don't
not
know
win it
because he's
last
just
year?
been back running after
Yeah.
an injury, so he probably will still go and win it.
Yeah.
Knowing,
Don't know
knowing what he's
anyone
like.
who's doing Run the Blades
Yeah,
this year. So if
you're
you
doing
are,
it, let us know.
yeah, I would
Let
like to
Alex
know.
know.
Yeah, because the events are over the weekend. There's a 10.5
Yeah.
and an ultra. I don't know if there's a marathon as well. I can't quite remember, but it's over the 2 days. So if anyone is doing that, it'd be great to know.
Yeah, and we're coming into a tricky period for you for training because you're coming up to a big birthday.
It's my birthday. I'ma do what I like. I'ma party tonight.
Alex is 40 in a couple of weeks. Shh. And then we are going away a couple of times.
Yes.
So that's going to take that bit of discipline and grit to be running when you probably are not going to feel particularly like big massive runs, but you're going to need to get it done anyway. Got a new treadmill, get that built in the next week or two.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will help for those quick ones when you need to squeeze it in. And we're
I think it's going to help with hill training.
bit time squeezed as well. I'm looking forward to getting it done. I actually enjoy it more than I think most people. Being on the tread for sessions, especially not having to jump away to the track for a 40-minute speed session when you can do it there. So yeah, lots to look forward to, lots of challenges ahead, but I'm enjoying seeing you with a bit between your teeth. It's been good, and as you've found your mojo, I've sort of lost mine. Although I'd really enjoyed dot watching it for Boston and London, but I just felt I thought I'd have the FOMO. Didn't have the FOMO. I'm like, well done you, but no. I mean, we watched the men's race.
Yeah,
The two people going sub 2 hours. We were literally jumping off the couch shouting at it. It was unbelievable.
It was a really good watch, wasn't it?
And I enjoyed watching everybody's stuff over the weekend and the expos, and Alison was there and she was speaking to another tiny wee podcast never heard of, Paula Radcliffe or something, never heard of her. But it was cool seeing everybody's, but I just didn't have the FOMO. I got a bit more of it from Boston because of that's still a goal of mine. And I was watching a guy called Eric Floberg that I follow on Instagram, great runner, coach runner, and that was 11 or 12 marathons he'd been trying to go sub 2:30, and he got under. That's 4 very close attempts he had, and he smashed it. Brilliant YouTube video he did of the race, a breakdown. He's such a good storyteller, and that gave me the buzz a bit, but it's not really got me kicked into the gear I hoped it would, and again, I'm just struggling with a bit of time of when to fit it in. But Boston will be the next goal when I can finally get that bit back, qualifying for that, because I go into the new age category in July.
Ancient.
Yep. I'm also 40 in July. Shh. And yeah, so new age category knocks my Boston qualifier back 10 minutes. Puts it in play, I think.
Yeah.
Puts it more in play than it's been.
So what I think it's important to talk about, because it's actually, there's such a juxtaposition here. Is that right?
Well played.
Thanks. Between us, because like we say, I've probably got that bit and you've probably went the opposite direction. So I bet we've all been there, and I bet there's people listening who will feel like you. So
Yeah, I mean, I've in the past on Instagram, when I've been a bit more active on there, and again, there's a byproduct of it. I've not really posted much because I'm not doing much beyond very basic running for running's sake. And I've had people reach out to me in the past to say they've lost their mojo, and it happens. It's a natural, it's a natural thing to not be at the grind. I think for me, the worrying bit is I'm not coming off a big period of grinding it out, and I've lost my mojo. I think I'm just struggling to get going. It's the lack of a goal. I promised myself no marathons for the year, and a recovery and a rest, and it's what my body's needed. But see, without the mental goal of
it's
that,
hard.
because I don't have the scary thing. You're saying I'm always fueled by the, oh, what if I can't do it? Like, and then I know I need to work, and but I'm just doing half marathons and 10Ks and just even that language. But that's how I feel about them. I'm nowhere near PB shape, because to get there I'll probably need to go marathon distance again to get back to that. So yeah, I'm just in a rut with the running. The only thing that's kind of bringing me any fulfillment from the running right now is seeing where you're at with yours, but also park run. Still love going to park run, love seeing my pals, enjoy, and I'm not even bursting myself around them at the moment. I'm just
No, you're not.
enjoying being at them, and the bit of Strava sniping fun that I kicked off just for a laugh, that's grown up a wee bit of arms and legs.
Yeah, and people have loved those.
Yeah, and that's given me. I went out last night, didn't want to run, and you said go and try and get a segment near, and I did. I ran a 2K segment, nearly killed myself. But there's no way I'm running at that pace right now without that to aim at.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am where I am for the moment, and I will get the bit between my teeth eventually. I'm just not particularly there yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Like you say, I think you need some sort of goal, and I don't think there's a difference between just plucking something out of thin air and going, right, I'll do that, then I'll work towards that. You've got to really want it. It's got to be something that you're scared of, that you really want to achieve, not just something that's random. And I do think there's been a bit of, kind of going off topic a little bit here, on Instagram, a lot of people kind of bashing people maybe for having these goals, and there's a difference between having a goal that's actually achievable, something that you, help me out here, what am I trying to say?
Yeah, people are. I've seen this. Is you talking about people that are going at other creators for saying I want a sub 3 type thing, and then running a 3:30.
Yeah, it was Hugo
3:40.
Fry that was talking about it, and I thought because you do see a lot of people on Instagram just jumping from one thing to the next. I was a bit worried that that's how I would come across doing the ultra thing, but I don't really care, to be honest, if anyone did think that.
But you are also going to do
Yeah,
that. You're
well,
not
I
talking
always
about,
put in the work.
but you're
and,
not talking about winning the Highland Fling.
well,
You're not
never
talking
know.
about it publicly yet.
no, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I just feel like, you can't. You would never just pick a goal out of thin air just to have something to say, post about. Our Instagrams are not. They're very small. They're like in relation to what we do. We do it for fun, and you genuinely love running, and I think you would never aim to do something unless you genuinely wanted to do it, and there was a bit of something behind it.
I wouldn't get into what you're going to do just for the sake of, oh, that would be great content or great.
Yeah,
But no,
it's not great content.
no.
Anyway, but
I don't know. I've enjoyed seeing your. It's nice to see different backgrounds and backdrops to the work you're doing, and
yeah.
you know, it's got you back in the gym, which has actually got me into the gym.
Yeah.
a
So
couple of
scary
times,
to
you
do
know.
something like this. And I said
Yep.
to myself, if you sign up for this, Alex, you promise yourself you need to go to the gym because it's dangerous to not. And I think we've both got that kind of bit now where I think we said yesterday, I think we're going to stick at this now.
Yep. I actually saw a post about it this morning from Kirsten's coach, Joe. Is it Joe Wilkinson? Is that her second name? I
can't
think it
remember,
is.
yeah.
Joe's was a Commonwealth athlete, Team GB, raced at an elite level, and she'd a post about it this morning about what happens when you get too fit or too fast for your legs because you've not put the work in on them, and she's been through a hell of a time with injuries because she's saying she got fitter than her legs were capable of supporting.
Yeah, I think I got there.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's not just a fast thing, it's a fit thing.
Yeah.
And it's a distance thing. And
Yeah, it's when you come out of a race and you go, my breathing was fine there, that wasn't my fitness, that was my legs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
your legs don't have that power anymore to kind of push at the pace, and your heart rate's sitting fine. I think I've still had a bit of that when I PB'd there. I hadn't been in the gym. We don't go, do we?
Yeah. No,
We've
but-
only just started going in the
Yeah.
last few months.
But
so
yeah, but we're making an effort at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's like,
we're
let's take the
gonna
positive.
be rapid. High five for rapid
Well,
people.
you're going to be rapid. I'll maybe be running by the time Santa gets here or something. I don't know.
No, you
I think I
will.
need the winter. I think I'm a winter training
What's
animal.
that? What's that saying they say?
Summer bodies are built in winter.
Is that what
Apparently
they say?
not. Yeah, so you'll need your strong legs to be walking up those hills because walkers are tolerated, unlike Nike, and the Highland Fling runners are tolerated actually. Nike and their
Oh
was
yeah,
that
shall we
Boston?
talk about this? I think this was Boston, was it not?
Was it Boston or was it
What we're
London?
talking about is the huge Nike billboard that said
Runners
runners welcome, walkers tolerated. Now I think we should speak about this because
We were asked a lot about this in the questions. People were sending in questions.
I think knowing you, I think we'll share a similar.
We have genuinely not spoken about our
Yeah.
opinions on this. We've been saving it for
weeks.
like 4 weeks, 5
Yeah.
weeks.
Because I think, come on,
You go first.
it's a wee bit of banter, no?
That's funny because we're actually quite on the same page. One, I think it's bad form generally, right, in terms of an inclusive message. So Nike want to live by their inclusivity and all. Okay, fine. It's not a serious thing,
No,
but to somebody it might be. But my God, the internet is tiring. People
I
being
know.
up arms and like, come on.
do you know what?
There are some serious things going on in the world right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know maybe if I'm being naive to the fact of maybe there's people, of course there'll be people who cannot run, right? So people with disabilities, things that have going on in their life that is not, they don't have the ability to run. In that sense, yeah, I get it. But I also do know people who maybe were in those situations, patients that I've been working with in placement, who love a laugh, who would, they want to be a part of, not the joke, they don't want to be the brunt of the joke, but it shouldn't, it's not going down that road anyway. But if that's the reason that you didn't find it funny or thought it was offensive, I don't know. I just thought...
No, I think people are getting up in arms about it's not inclusive. Nike's a performance sports brand. They're trying to motivate excellence and they're trying to portray excellence. Now, I read it as a tongue-in-cheek almost.
Well, it is, no?
But it's just not that deep.
But it's also a marathon weekend. It's
it was-
based around running.
But it
So
was spawning fucking essays online. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
congratulations, I'm not reading all that. But if you're...
Yeah.
No, for me. I wasn't offended by it. I thought it was a bit of an own goal. But do you know what? People are still talking about it literally 6-8 weeks
unless
later.
Nike
so
won't be bothered
it's-
because it got massive amount of clickbait, and that's exactly what they wanted.
And they changed it the next day, didn't they? They
Oh,
had a
did they? I
different
didn't know
billboard
that.
up the next day. Yeah, so we don't tolerate walkers in here either. Let's not kid ourselves.
I mean, Ryan makes these jokes every week on the podcast. So
I'm kidding, everybody. Don't cancel me. You can't cancel me. I've only got 14 followers.
but yeah, no, I share the opinion of it was just a wee joke.
Yeah, so really not that deep.
No.
The whole thing. But
Not to us anyway.
it certainly kicked up a stink, but everything kicks up a stink. I think I've got a bit tired with the online running bit. Not my pals,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's the way the algorithm's pushing stuff out now. I feel like I've got 5 suggested posts for every one I see of somebody that I actually follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting pummeled with this stuff, and it is all that, like, people having a go at somebody else for having that goal and not achieving it, or having a go at apps. It's like that polarization thing of everything needs to be the shittiest thing ever or the best thing since sliced bread, and I'm actually finding myself just scrolling on by
Until you see your friends doing a race
but it's difficult to find your friends in amongst the
ads
sea of
and
shit that's going on
yeah.
at the moment. And we've got pals out there smashing these ultras and the Glasgow Edinburghs and
and that's not pushed out.
the Team GBs.
Yeah.
You need to go looking for it to know what's happened. Or somebody asking me, somebody will respond to something and I'll go back and look and I'm like, you've had 8 posts since I last saw anything appear. And I don't follow that many people relatively. But I'm kind of tired of the, it's like clickbait central to be seen or heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was saying about my mojo, a bit gone, park run. I've been trying to get some of my alphabet challenge done
yeah,
recently,
you have
trying to
been.
get to new places, and it's a sort of win and lose out of that because I'm enjoying seeing the new places, but then you're not with your pals, and I do enjoy the coffee and the catch up after park run. But I did University of Stirling. You came along with Brody. It was bloody hard. Very scenic though.
Yeah, it looked hard.
We got another really nice day, but I was like a few really jaggy hills in there. Ran like an absolute dumpling, but it was okay. I was glad to get my U anyway. Got my N. I think I spoke about that at Nonsuch Park. Queued all the jokes.
Yes.
Um,
You got a few to get still.
Yeah, I've got a few, but we're starting to get into that territory where
You need to travel.
they're not close by. Yep. We need to get you to Old Cathay for your A.
Yeah, I don't have many
We've been
to be
talking
honest.
about that. But yeah, so I'm going to just keep trying to rack up a few of them. And my next thing is on Saturday. I'm on to Scotland. This is an homage to what's going on Saturday and the World Cup coming up. Buzzing for that. I'm more excited about the World Cup than any running at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep, Brody and Josh are excited by it. Just apart from the times the games are on, I will be launching myself at the TV for the next few weeks. But I'm going to the up and running World Cup warm up run, which is on Saturday morning. This will be out by then. We can confirm that much. You'll have heard this already, I'm hoping. So I'm only doing the 5K, and again, that was only because I was in a huff when I was signing up.
You just wanted the medal, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, what's the shortest distance? I considered entering the toddler dash, but just missed out in the cut-off for the age. So, yeah, I'm doing the 5K. They are getting the Scott McTominay. If you've not seen the medal, it's an absolute cracker. Scott McTominay's overhead kick is the medal. It's an absolute belter. They had a run at the weekend there, chased the ref or something like that, and it was Bobby Madden, who was a professional referee here. Or a grade 1 ref, and he was running and you had to try and beat the ref, something like that. Bobby's a good runner as well, like he runs Strackley Park Run too, now and again. So that medal was also at that, because I saw people with it. I was a wee bit like, didn't know there was an earlier chance to get it. So I'm going to do that on Saturday, but you're not. Lots of our friends are doing it. But what's your plans for the weekend?
I think my friend Charlotte and I, who is also going to do the Fling.
You breaking news here?
Well,
will we get the bar?
Oh, maybe I would actually maybe cut that out.
Will we get the bar coming breaking news?
Charlotte.
Sorry, Grant. She's actually signed up.
She's not signed up. Charlotte was my friend that I went to watch do the Devil of the Highland, and I think she is tempted by the Fling, but she hasn't signed up yet. But yeah, I think we're gonna go and do a couple hours on the trails, whether that be the West Highland Way or somewhere closer by. But it's really good just to have someone to do it, and she's done a couple of ultras now, so it's good to have someone to pick their brain, and just someone else who enjoys it, because as much as I like going with you, it's also
Go say something.
It's also you're almost walking, because my pace is then even a bit slower because I'm on the trail, and so it's just lovely to have someone here as well, because obviously I'm not actually from these parts either, so I don't have any friends.
She just doesn't like people. I was just laughing there because you're talking about the pace. I forgot to talk about the run we went up to. Is it I don't know if you call it the Whangy. It's up at the Kilpatrick Hill somewhere, up at the John Muir Way, I think. And we ran that. How squelchy was that? We got the worst
it was wet,
day.
Wasn't it?
That was like welcome to trail running. I think that was my first outing for my trainers, and I was up to my ankles in muck.
Yeah.
And you were running about with a jam sandwich.
Jam sandwich, jam sando with no butter, getting hate.
Jam sandwich, no butter, like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I loved it though. It was 12k of pure delight.
Yeah, the second half was really fun because it was more.
I can tell you something. I channel Sally McRae on the downhills. I am rapido on the downhills.
Right, okay.
Me and her would be
Colin McRae.
Me and her would be neck and neck if we were racing downhill.
I know it was good. I enjoyed it, but the weather was just stinking, and I was actually so wet and soggy that we were very close to Jim Boyle's house, and I didn't go and steal his only crown.
You said we were going to go in for a shower or something.
Jim, that time's coming.
Ryan is, he is on the prowl, so keep your heads low.
Yeah, Strava sniping diaries are not over.
No. It's only just begun.
Exactly. You just don't know when. I've been trying to find my balaclava so Jim doesn't see me outside his house.
I wonder if people would be up for going one weekend and doing a bit of a trail run, just as like a big group sort of
We
adventure.
cannot have a first Soulmates group run being a trail run.
Why not?
And put my foot down, because we're not those guys.
Well, I'm a bit of one of them guys.
No, you can. There's hundreds of groups for weirdos out there already.
This is what I've got to put up with, guys.
No. First run will be a 5k on the road.
Okay, well, do we have anything else to talk about?
No, we don't have anything. I think you've already spoken about your Spinny Meadow one. What's it called?
Run the Blades.
Run the Blades. When is that?
18th of July.
Yep. But we've got, before then, we're going to Centre Parks for the weekend with the boys and with your family. And we are also going down to Somerset for a week.
I'm also going away for my
Cheltenham,
birthday.
and you're also going away to an undisclosed location for your birthday.
Yes, my friends are taking me away for my 30th, not 40, 30th, and I don't know where I'm going, so.
Yeah, so getting the training in is going to be, discipline is going to be required.
Yes.
Love the grind, Philly, channel Philly.
Absolutely.
But no, I think that at least brings us up to speed from where we've been to where we are.
Yeah.
And we will definitely try and get one of these out again in a couple of weeks' time and get back onto a more regular cycle. But it has actually been nice to pick up the mic and talk to you a wee bit. The longest you've not moaned at me in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I've been trying hard not to, because people are picking up on it in the episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's us. That's us for another episode.
Yep. Thank you to everybody for listening. And please remember, the best way to support us is simply sharing, liking, reposting, all that thing. Engage with anything that's gone out. Help spread the word. We're not chasing daft numbers, but what's the point in doing it if nobody's actually listening?
Exactly.
So
we'd also just like to thank Adidas for sponsoring this episode.
we're going to tell them right after the show that they did. And come on, Scotland. Look, Adidas. Come on, Scotland. Yeah, we're off to support the boys.
Yeah.
The boys in blue. I don't say that very often.
No, he does not.
Yeah. So until the next time. Ciao.
Bye.